All right, Ed, I have your quad finished up. It's the Twig. Hold on, I gotta check this battery. Okay, cool. All right, so here it is, finished up. We'll go through the parts real quick. You got the GE PRC 1105 5000 kV motors. Very nice motors. I love GE PRC motors. I was surprised these had the plugs on them. This was my first time checking them out. I have the 1103 version, and I love them. I have them on another quad, and they're awesome. But I haven't seen the 1105s yet, and yeah, they come with plugs. But doesn't matter on this one because I had to cut them off to direct solder it to keep the flight controller straight up and down. So you got your USB coming out the bottom there. Then you got the GE PRC flight controller. You got a Crossfire Nano. You got an Eachine 400 milliwatt VTX and a Runcam Nano 2. I threw on these T65 props just because they were what was sitting here, and I love these props. These are my favorite props, even though they're not 3-inch, they're 2.5-inch. They're pretty awesome. So I threw them on here just to test it. I also gave you a bigger battery holder. So this holds a 525 3S. The Race Day Quad's 525 3S battery. The stock one, or the one that you wanted, it actually hasn't came yet. It's supposed to be in the mail tomorrow. So I'm gonna have to, I'll either have to wait till Tuesday to ship everything to you, or I can ship your quad tomorrow and then I'll have to ship your battery holder the next day or something. But it only holds a 2S battery anyway, and you're gonna want 3S on this because these are 5000 kV motors. So 5000 kV with a 3-inch prop on 3S is gonna be awesome, but 2S it wouldn't be as awesome. So yeah, I gave you this battery holder. It's pretty cool. It had a little XT30 holder on the side. I've shown this in my videos before, but I cut it off because it's just extra weight and you don't need it because you're not gonna, your XT30 is not gonna be going in it. So yeah, it turned out pretty nice. It's already bound up to my radio. If you do need to push the bind button, if you look inside this slot right here, you can see the antenna for the Crossfire. Directly to the left of that is the bind button. I'm clicking it right now. It's very easy to access. Okay. And I cut a little piece out of the heat shrink, so it's just the button there. So just be careful that you don't poke it or break it or anything. All right, so let's plug it in. There's your video. Looking lovely. It's already bound up to my radio. So you can see that even with it bound up, there's no black lines in it. It looks good. Let me arm it real quick. Check that out. Oh, I did see a little bit of black line. So that's the problem with having these tiny quads and using Crossfire as well. You'll get those black lines when the receiver is too close to the VTX because there's nowhere else to put it. They have to be close to each other. I did the best I could by mounting the VTX against the camera and having the receiver on the bottom, so it's as far away as it can be without actually like putting the receiver out on the arm or something like that, you know. But I think it looks pretty damn good for how close it is. I mean, I've seen it just horrible before. So all right, let's do a little hover and get this thing boxed up, shipped out. All right. Flying nice and smooth. This thing is gonna be awesome, man. It's just flying so nice right now. I left it on what it came with, which was 4.0.2, I think. Just because I didn't want to mess with anything. I know sometimes I'll have a quad that flies nice and I update it and it just flies like shit. And I've been having problems with micros on 4.0.6, so I just left it on that. I mean, you can flash it if you want to. I wouldn't. I would just leave it how it is and fly it because it's gonna fly really nice. But anyway, yeah. I know people are going to ask me about where I got this mesh stuff. This is 4mm, I think. Yeah, it's 4mm wire mesh. I think that's what they call it. I don't know. I get it on eBay. And it's really cheap. It comes from China, so it takes forever to come, but once you get it, it's worth it. Yeah, it's 4mm. And you get 5 meters, which is quite a bit. They got lots of different colors too. That's all the ones that I have. Just makes your quad look so nice. Anyway, you got your 3-inch props that came with the frame. You got your stock canopy that came with the frame, which actually isn't smashed. Well, it is a little smashed, but I've seen them where they're just flattened like that. And then they stay that way. Sometimes you can fix them with some heat, like put a lighter up under it and stick a camera in there and it'll kind of stretch it out. But yeah, that one's actually in pretty good shape. You got your little strap that comes with it. You got your leftover screws. These are for some of these are for screwing down the props. You got your stock battery holder, battery grippy pad, your VTX paper, yeah, that should do it. Good to go. So I'll get it boxed up and send you over some tracking. Alright, thanks, Ed.